Um, Maybe I'll give you guys a quick update about where I went. Just a very quick one. So the reason why I took such a long break was because there was a series of like a cluster of life crises that I had to deal with. From the beginning of this year, I had to go through multiple surgeries. They were not like big surgeries, but I just had to go to the hospital quite a bit. Everything's fine. And after that, in February, late February, I went back to China to see my family. But like 2 days after I arrived in China, my apartment in Australia got flooded by sewage backflow. So luckily my friend, it was actually incredibly lucky that my friend Angela found out about that straight away because she had to feed my cats. So she contacted the insurer, Body Corporate. She dealt with the shit while I was away. I remember seeing pictures or videos from her. You can see like fountains of poop coming out of my toilet and shower. It was amazing. I've never seen anything like that. So the apartment got flooded. There was shit everywhere basically. But yeah, my friend, she took care of it. She relocated my cats. So that was good. But at that point, I still had no idea what was to come. I just thought, oh, it happened. The insurers dealt with it. I'll be fine. But by the time I came back to Australia in early March, hello, dog wearing shade, not tag. I basically had nowhere to go. When I landed in Australia, I had nowhere to go. The apartment needed to be disinfected and then, reconstructed. The floor is gone. The floor was completely ripped apart. And no one could give me like a clear answer as to how long the process of reconstruction was going to take. So I ended up living in a hotel. The insurer covered the accommodation for sure, but the way it worked was that I had to pay for everything upfront and then wait for about a month to be like reimbursed. And the hotel was obviously not cheap. So even though I knew I would eventually get the money back, I was watching my money in my bank account dwindle while having no idea how long I was going to have to keep living like that. So the uncertainty was absolutely horrible. It was probably, this was probably one of the hardest episodes in my life. I ended up spending like 4 months away from home, living at different places. And eventually, I stayed with Angela. She gave me like a spare room. And things got slightly better. And during all this process, my cat, Freckles, I basically had to let him go because he developed, what's it called? Is that called UTI? The infection, is it infection? And I remember the time, first it was found out about, I found out about that too late. And second, it was just basically a closed case. So that was really hard. That's right. Yeah, Natak, UTI. So, but eventually things, it just felt like I was walking through like this long corridor and there were like doors on both sides and I kept pushing them. I was like, let me get to somewhere safe. But every time I open the door, it's a new crisis. What else happened? And then in May, I had to rush back to China because my dad got into like a car accident, and we all thought it was bad that he was not going to make it. But yeah, luckily he survived. I think, yeah, that's pretty much about it. So everything got better in early June when I moved back home. And now things are good. I'm pretty much settled back in. Things are good. My work's good. The only thing that hasn't failed me is my job. Well, the teaching's good. I have only one cat with me now, Dimples. So, but Dimples is very, all right, so I was going to, Dimples is very different compared to Freckles. She doesn't stay in one place for long. So it's hard to get a cat cam for her because I haven't figured out like where she likes to stay. She stays at different places. So I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe instead of a cat cam, I'll get like a fish cam. I'll get a fish tank. So that's where I've been. That's why the stream was no longer there. Did you transition to a guy yet? Unfortunately not. That happened to a lot of people in Southwest Toronto because the old homes are built downhill from the Fresno City, and so there's a huge rain. Yeah, living garden adventure. In my case, it's because one of the common pipes. The apartment, this place was built in 1968. That pipe has never been checked before. Like they've checked other pipes, but not that one. So when the plumber broke that pipe open, he found all kinds of things, like tree roots, other kind of debris, a male underwear, newspaper, and stuff like that. So it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. It wasn't caused by the weather, the rain or anything. It was just that the pipe was never checked before. So I got a good chunk of compensation from them, which, things turned out to be, the outcome, I guess, was positive. It's just the process was very long and very painful.